So how do you feel after watching Parcel Project?
Never in my life would I have thought I'd become a parcel.
I never want to be a parcel, and I'm never going to order from Amazon ever again. You'll never see a parcel in the same way. Yeah. And the fact that it was physically, the seats were vibrating, the kind of embodiment of the sensation, it wasn't just a visual experience. Yeah.
It feels really sneaky at points. You're going into these spaces that you don't normally get to see, and then sometimes it's quite like, it feels like dark and scary and like this.
It's quite sudden, you know, you jump into a different thing, you really feel that like you're thrown into it.
And I just think the project would be really good to take into schools so young people could get involved and see.
And then it parcels you there, but then you get a feeling where you think, I've been in a box somewhere else.
Is it good being a parcel? No. No, it's not good being a parcel. Was it not much fun being a parcel?
You don't fancy being a warehouse worker at the end of that either. That was a bit... Or a parcel. Or a parcel.
Like, I really felt like connected to it in a way of like, I felt like it got treated quite bad in some areas, and quite a lot of violence was done to it, and I got a little bit uncomfortable. I felt a bit uncomfortable.
Like it felt like an analogy of life. Actually.
Yes.
That seeing like all of these stuff constantly. Yeah. You get analyzed, you get weighted, you get proof, then it is pushing.
So now, like, whenever I just come and pick up any parcel, I'll just feel that it wasn't that easy. Like, I was like just clicking on my phone to buy it, and like that's it. No, it was a huge process. That it's actually like it was like there are lots of details as well. We don't know anything about it.
The Parcel Project was a great concept because I knew the experience of the audience would be a lovely step out of reality, sit in a container, have this moment. And I think it's really important for audiences that you give them time and space to just something reflective. So there's something within the narrative of the Parcel Project which also touches on this questioning of society and fairness and equality. Also that's saying something which someone might walk away from thinking, hey, I never thought about it like that.
The Parcel Project for me is one of these stories about a completely hidden world. There's a lot of content in the project, not by explaining, by telling, but just by showing. And you realize that our way of consumerism is leading to, well, to this almost parallel world of people working on hidden places. It really made me clear, okay, this is a story that has to be told.
Hi, I am a postal parcel. I will enclose myself around practically any consumer goods on the planet. All this time I was only one click away from you. Until, abracadabra, I arrived at your doorstep. And now the hard work is done, I end up in the paper bin. But not this time. You see, I'm actually not your average parcel. Instead of consumer goods, I contain digital eyes and ears, instruments that allow you to enter a space that is normally inaccessible. Will you come along and join the ride?
My name is Rosalie Gonzalez, and I'm the coordinator of the Institute Network, which is the platform for artistic creation in public space. Thanks to the network, the parcel could travel from one partner's location to another partner's location. For the network, it's also a way to grow the links between the different partners, and the adventure was that we as a network would see how it would unfold and what it would bring. For me, the relationship between the project, the Parcel Project, and the Institute Network is that it was developed during the Uncommon Spaces project, which was implemented by the Institute Network.
The postal space is a common space. It contains our goods and is all around us. On the other hand, this space is uncommon, since we cannot enter it.
Maybe a question to you, Daan. What do you imagine the project to become in the future? Is there an end point, or is it something that's going to go on endlessly?
So I don't have a specific end point in my mind yet, but I really enjoy this growth which is still going on. And the way we approach it now is that we try things, and then we ask the public. We literally ask them, can you write it down? Well, what do you think of it? And we take their reactions into account when we try something new. So the project is kind of emergent in the sense that it's sort of growing more or less organically. So practically, there are some things we would really like to try, and one of them is to see if we can make a blow-up version. We are going to collaborate with the Flynn in Burlington, Vermont, and likely we're going to present a first experimental setup enabling around 30 people to see the piece.
Because now the work is only accessible for 3 people at a time. That's an important thing to say.
Yeah, exactly.
My name is Jay Wall. I'm the executive director of the Flynn in Vermont in the United States, and I'm a proud partner of In Situ. I see the Parcel Project as a way to make visible one of the most crucial and invisible parts of our economy. And it kind of joyfully celebrates the kind of strange labyrinth that the mail system is like this childhood fantasy of like what it means to be a box traveling in the world and going from hand to hand to hand, and truck to truck, and planes and conveyor belts, and that's joyful. And then when you think really hard about, oh right, but this is the system that manages really our economy, you start to have a different appreciation about what that joy and adventure really translates to. And in that way, it's a pretty enlightening project because it asks you to think about this invisible thing that's so much part of our lives.